Ray is cooking in the kitchen when Angel walks in. She slaps him, and Ray slaps her back for being in the kitchen without permission. But it turns out Ray was just imagining the whole scene. When Angel actually tries to slap him, he holds her hand and warns her never to try that again. He reminds her that he works for her mother, and if she ever tries it again, she will see a side of him that even he doesn't like. The movie begins with Angel returning from her National Youth Service. She is welcomed by her parents, who decide to host a celebration for her. During the meal, Angel's father, Damien, asks her about her future plans. She replies that she has just returned and needs time to rest, especially since they are rich. Damien tells her that life is tough and meaningless without purpose. He advises her to pursue something, even if it's just following her passion. Angel then calls Nadia, their house help, and shouts at her for serving food without a drink. Nadia apologizes, but Angel complains that she's always making mistakes and apologizing. Angel's mother, Lucy, supports her. Damien steps in, telling them not to shout at Nadia over a small mistake. Ray, a graduate, has been job hunting for a long time. The mental stress has been overwhelming. Despite having strong qualifications, he's had no luck. His friend Dan encourages him not to be too hard on himself and assures him that a job will come. The next day, Ray sees his younger brother Emmanuel heading off for national service. He advises him to stay focused and avoid distractions from girls. Emmanuel promises to make their late parents proud. Later, Angel wishes her mother a good day as she heads to work. Angel then goes to the kitchen to have Nadia prepare something for her. She finds broken pieces of glass on the floor and begins scolding Nadia, telling her that poor people like her don't deserve to be near them. She says the broken pieces will be deducted from Nadia's salary and orders her to clean the house before she returns. Ray is waiting for a taxi to get to an interview when a speeding car splashes dirty water on him. He chases it down and stops it. Ray tells the driver, Angel, that she splashed water on him while he was on his way to a job interview. Angel rudely replies that it's not her problem and that poor people like him always make a fuss over nothing. Ray insists it's about respect. Angel throws money at him, telling him to use it to buy more of his cheap clothes, then drives off. Ray arrives late to the interview. The hiring manager refuses to see him for not keeping time. He tries to explain, but she refuses to listen. Disappointed, Ray returns home and tells Dan about how rich, arrogant girl splashed dirty water on him, threw money at him, and caused him to be late. Dan advises him not to lose hope, it was just one bad day. Later, Angel and Lucy are having a conversation when Nadia walks past them. Lucy asks her what she's carrying, and Nadia says it's a detergent. Lucy scolds her for using imported detergent without permission and orders her to return it. While eating, Lucy tells her husband that she saw their friend Femi still driving the same old car she saw him with years ago. She says it's basic to change cars every year so people don't talk negatively. Damien tells her that she only does that because they can afford it, but life isn't about pleasing others. Ray and Dan are playing cards. Dan suggests that since Ray doesn't have a job, he should try driving a taxi. At first, Ray refuses, saying he can't lower his standards as a graduate. Dan tells him that earning something is better than sitting around doing nothing. He can still apply for his dream job. The next morning, Damien compliments Lucy before heading out for his morning run, asking her to make his special meal for him later. Angel calls Nadia, who arrives a few minutes late. Angel insults her, saying she should be her top priority. Nadia asks what she needed, but Angel tells her to leave without giving a reason. Ray decides to become a taxi driver. He sees a crowd gathered around a man. It's Damien, who has collapsed. Ray rushes him to the hospital and calls Lucy using Damien's phone. When Lucy arrives, Ray tells her that her husband had an accident and doctors are doing their best. Later, a doctor comes out of the surgery room and announces that despite their efforts, Damien has passed away. Lucy faints upon hearing the news. The scene shifts to their home, where mourners have gathered. Ray offers his condolences and promises to keep checking in. Lucy thanks him for his support. Angel is devastated by her father's death and spends most of her time alone, crying with a picture of him. Lucy also mourns deeply, crying daily in her room. Days later, Ray visits again. Angel tells him they're fine and don't need him checking on them. She asks if they've met before, and Ray reminds her of the day she splashed dirty water on him. Angel apologizes but tells him not to come back, they are not related or friends. Before he can leave, Lucy enters and warmly welcomes him. She also remembers their first meeting and apologizes. She offers him a job as her personal driver and promises to double his salary. Ray accepts. Angel later finds Nadia eating and scolds her, accusing her of feasting while they are still mourning. She orders her to throw the food away. Ray is washing the car when Angel approaches and mocks him for being desperate. Ray says he's only trying to help her mother, but Angel accuses him of using her mother's grief to take advantage. She tells Lucy to fire him. Lucy defends Ray, saying he's qualified and only missed his first interview because Angel splashed water on him. Angel gets angry and warns that if Lucy doesn't fire him, she'll make life difficult for him. Ray is moving into his room when Angel sees him carrying his suitcase. Before he can explain, Lucy arrives and tells her that Ray will be staying with them. Angel protests, but Lucy insists. Later, Lucy visits Angel in her room. Angel asks why she hired Ray and now has him moving in just days after Damien's death. She accuses Lucy of trying to replace her father. Lucy says Ray has been very helpful and she thought having him around would make life easier. She tells Angel that Ray will stay whether she likes it or not. Nadia brings food to Ray, and he thanks her. Hours later, Lucy finds him sleeping and wakes him up, but he still seems unusually drowsy. While driving, Angel notices his drowsiness and tells him to pull over so she can drive. Ray agrees, saying he doesn't know why he's so sleepy. Angel drives him home to rest. Later, Angel confides in her friend Mona that she had put sleeping pills in Ray's food so her mother would see how incompetent he is. Mona scolds her, pointing out that she could have endangered her mother's life. Angel, realizing the danger, quickly calls her mother, who says she's fine and that Ray has the day off. Ray is cooking when Angel walks in and slaps him. He slaps her back, but again, it turns out to be just a daydream. When Angel actually tries to slap him, Ray catches her hand and warns her never to try it again. He tells her he works for her mother and that she wouldn't like the side of him she's provoking. Angel retreats to her room, crying while holding a picture of her father. Ray is washing the car while Lucy watches him, lost in thought. Angel notices and accuses her mother of staring at Ray like she wants to sleep with him. Lucy tells her that her father is gone, and she's been mourning long enough. She says she's still human and has needs. When Angel objects, Lucy tells her to mind her own life and let her live hers. Weeks later, Emmanuel, Ray's younger brother, comes to visit him. Angel meets him in the sitting room and introduces herself. There's an instant spark, she seems attracted to him. Moments later, Ray walks in and quickly takes his brother away, leaving Angel lost in her thoughts. Later, Emmanuel and Angel are seen walking together, chatting and laughing. As they get to know each other better, Ray unexpectedly shows up and separates them. He pulls Emmanuel aside and warns him sternly not to get involved with Angel, claiming she has a bad character. He orders him to stay away from her. Angel calls her friend Mona and gushes about Emmanuel. He's cute, kind, and so different from Ray, she tells her. Meanwhile, Ray speaks to Lucy, asking if his brother can stay with them for a while. Lucy agrees, saying Emmanuel can stay until they find a better place to move to. Both are thrilled with the arrangement. One afternoon, Angel finds Emmanuel cooking in the kitchen. She shyly asks if he'd like to go for a stroll later. Emmanuel agrees, and the two take a peaceful walk around the neighborhood. Unbeknownst to them, Lucy and Ray are watching from the balcony. Ray is visibly upset, while Lucy appears confused. Ray waits for Emmanuel at the staircase. Just as Lucy comes down angrily, she trips and falls. Ray, showing his caring side, rushes to help her. While checking her leg, their eyes lock. There's a moment, almost a kiss, but just then, Emmanuel and Angel walk in. They quickly pretend like nothing happened. At dinner that evening, Lucy questions Angel about her walk with Emmanuel. Angel replies honestly that they were just strolling. Lucy advises her that she's too young to be in a relationship and should focus on getting her life together. Angel insists that she doesn't love Emmanuel, they're just friends. Lucy then asks why she seems to hate Ray. Angel confesses that she doesn't hate him, but was upset that Lucy brought him into their lives so soon after her father's death. She felt like Lucy was trying to replace her father. Lucy gently explains that Ray didn't get the job interview because of her, and she was just trying to help him. She reminds Angel that holding on to pride can cost them the people they love. At the same time, Ray has a serious conversation with Emmanuel. He tells him Angel has been disrespectful and insulting toward him. He doesn't hate her but believes her character is questionable. He warns Emmanuel to stay away from her and pursue someone else. Emmanuel then asks if Ray loves Lucy. Ray quickly denies it. Later, Emmanuel finds Angel gazing at her father's photograph. He asks her why his brother seems to dislike her so much. Angel admits she said some hurtful things to Ray, thinking he was trying to take her father's place. Emmanuel gently urges her to apologize, it won't cost her anything. Angel seeks out Ray and sincerely apologizes. She explains that she thought he had a hidden agenda and was only trying to protect her mother. Now, she realizes he's a good man who came into their lives to help. Ray accepts her apology. Angel also apologizes to Nade, one of the household staff, and gives her some of her clothes as a gesture of goodwill, vowing to be a better person. Lucy later offers Ray the management position at her late husband's company, acknowledging that he's qualified for it. Ray thanks her, promising not to disappoint her. Lucy also approaches Nade and praises her for her hard work and loyalty. She raises her salary and even gifts her a fully paid vacation as a token of appreciation. Months later, while in the office, Ray walks into Lucy's office and finally opens up. "I've noticed the way you look at me," he says. "That day you fell on the stairs, I wanted to kiss you, and if Angel and Emmanuel hadn't walked in, I would have." He looks her in the eye and continues, "If you're willing to walk this journey with me, I'm ready. I like you.